I fear there's something truly wrong with many people in this country. Right now, there's a potential for a Category 4, maybe a Category 5 hurricane slamming into Florida. It may be the worst hurricane to hit Florida since 1992. This is not a joke. It's no laughing matter. And we are praying. I mean, if it's the best word I can think of, we are keeping people hopeful. We're being hopeful that people will remain safe, that people can protect their families, and that we can minimize damage and loss of life. This is not a time for people to be playing politics, but I believe there's something truly wrong with a lot of people, and it's kind of disconcerting. Trump critics publicly shamed after cheering for Hurricane Dorian to wipe out Mar-a-Lago. It's funny to everybody. Ha 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 ha. A hurricane's coming. Trump has property there. That's so insane. Of course Trump has property there. Trump has property in many cities around the world. But it's a joke. Now, look, I get it. A lot of these people aren't literally saying, they're just making a joke about the hurricane destroying Mar-a-Lago. But I've seen the comments, and it's a bit callous. There was somebody who tweeted something to the effect of, thanks for wishing the hurricane to slam into Mar-a-Lago because we live here too. And there are going to be a lot of people who are poor and working class who will be substantially impacted by this, but that's the joke. They don't care. They never do. These people are elitists. That's the point. They don't care about you. This to me it's sad and it's sickening. If Mar-a-Lago gets hurt by the hurricane, well, he's got insurance. He's wealthy. He's the president. He'll be fine, and he has property all over. But there are people who don't even own the homes they live in. They're just renting. There are some people who made their first investment, and now they're staring down the barrel of a gun with everyone laughing at them just because they want to see Trump hurt. And that's what I feel like this is all about. People have made the analogy to Trump being a pilot and people wishing for the plane to crash. It's like, no, man. Your pilot can be a bad dude. Like, he can be a mean, crass guy whose flying is erratic, but just let him land the plane, please. We want to make it through this one. But no, some people would much prefer to laugh and smile about a hurricane coming to destroy the lives of innocent people. That's what really worries me about where we're headed in the culture war. Are we getting to the point now where people are thinking damage to Trump, it's worth hurting all these little people? I'm not saying they're literally commanding the hurricane. I'm saying that they just don't care about the little people as long as the one person they don't like gets hurt. Well, let's read this story. Before we do, however, make sure you head over to timcast.com/donate. Okay, never mind, it's not working. But hey, if you go to timcast.com/donate, you will probably see a better version of whatever website it is than this because my browser crashed or whatever. But there's a PayPal option, a crypto option, a physical address. But of course, oh, there you go. Something went wrong. But of course, you can just share this video if you want to support my work. Sharing really, really helps. Let's read. From Pluralist. As Hurricane Dorian hurtles towards the coast of Florida, a number of Twitter users expressed hope that the storm would slam into President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach. They say, the hurricane is expected to make landfall as soon as Monday as a Category 4 storm, and Mar-a-Lago, aka the Southern White House, or the Winter White House, is in its projected path. All of Florida is under a state of emergency, and authorities are urging residents to stockpile a week's worth of food and supplies. Another bit of advice, too, for everybody who's down there, and you probably know this better than I do, plug your drain, fill it with water. A lot of people don't understand that in a storm like this, you could have water lines disrupted. So a tub, you fill that with fresh water, you can use that, you can scoop it, you can, make sure you keep it clean and all that stuff. It's going to impact the entirety of Florida, and residents need to be prepared, acting FEMA Administrator Pete Gaynor said Friday morning on CNN's New Day. So take the time now to understand what your local risk is. Despite the statewide stakes, Kim Campbell, a former Canadian Prime Minister, jovially tweeted Wednesday, "I'm rooting for a direct hit on Mar-a-Lago." Now, I believe she apologized. She did say, in a series of follow-up tweets, Campbell said she was sorry if the rest of Palm Springs gets a big hit, but suggested Trump needed the assault to shake up his climate change denial. Well, there it is. They're saying to you poor people, I'm so sorry your life will be destroyed, but I just want to see Trump hurt. That's what they're saying. It's truly deranged. Only today, his admin has removed regulations to limit methane, a worse greenhouse gas than CO2, she complained, referring to the Trump administration's plan to cut back on methane emissions. And Trump won't care. It's just such a vindictive, emotional absurdity. Do you really think that a hurricane hitting Mar-a-Lago is going to make Trump go, whoa, I should put restrictions back on greenhouse gas. No, he's going to be like, hurricanes happen. It's hurricane season. Call the insurance company, get it paid for. Meanwhile, all of the little people, where she's saying, I'm sorry if you get hit, but Trump needs this. No, he doesn't. Trump has property everywhere. He has insurance and he'll be fine. Now, listen, think about how they view the hurricane and apply that to every other aspect of politics in this country. I know this person's Canadian. The point I'm making is that they are willing to destroy and to cause suffering if it gets them a victory. Look, and I'm not directing this politically. I'm just saying there are people. And right now, these people hate Trump so much. That's what they're rooting for. Journalist David Levitt on Thursday framed the threat to Mar-a-Lago as Earth's response to Trump's skepticism about climate change. Hurricanes happen. Hurricanes happen. It's hurricane season. They're trying to ascribe this to something that it happens every year. There's hurricanes all the time. We had how many hurricanes last year? David Levitt says Trump climate change is a hoax. Earth, here's a Category 4 hurricane with 130 mile per hour winds aimed right at Mar-a-Lago with my compliments. Ha ha ha. It's so funny, isn't it? Grant Stern, a liberal pundit who writes for the Occupy Democrats Facebook page, you mean the fake news conspiracy whack jobs, on Thursday shared a forecast on a full frontal blow on Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, Trump's got a house there. I get it. It's a resort. It's big. There's also Trump Doral in Miami. You're forgetting about that? Trump's got a golf club. It's a resort. They only seem to care about Mar-a-Lago, though, because Trump sleeps there. They say he then retweeted a retweet of his post and said, if Mar-a-Lago is wiped out without any loss of life, I will upgrade my faithfulness from agnostic to true believer. Well, at least I can say he was conscious about not calling for loss of life. But you know what, man? I just feel like they don't really care. They don't really care, you know? That's it, isn't it? Virtue signaling. They go on Twitter and act like they care about social justice, and they don't. And so when a hurricane is coming to Florida and poor people, working class people are staring down the barrel of that gun, they laugh, ha ha ha, while they're sipping their martinis and smoking their cigars. Ha ha ha, they say, sitting atop the ivory tower in New York City and in other cities where they're safe. And it's funny. There's a photo of Sofia Vergara, I think her name is, boarding a private plane to escape the hurricane. And that's how everyone felt. She was being heavily criticized. Now, look, if you have a private plane, look, take it, leave. I think it's silly to insult someone just because they have a private plane. But that's kind of the image. You know, someone can be like, I'll just take my private plane to fly away while everyone else is stuck wallowing in the gutter. Now, look, in terms of the private plane, just because she has it doesn't mean it's her fault the hurricane is happening. But it does still show that there's this great disparity. There's no stress. Wealth really does provide privileges. And especially for these wealthy urban elites who live in these big cities away from hurricanes, they can sit here and make jokes all day. Meanwhile, I assure you, there's a grandmother holding her granddaughter, her granddaughter tight, crying, praying to God that they make it through this one, while they sit on Twitter laughing about how Trump's going to get hurt, and Trump is not even there. Feminist author and activist Amy Siskin said Wednesday that Trump had only canceled a planned trip to Poland because he has properties in Florida. Oh, please. Yeah, it's because Trump's going to have a FEMA response, man. They hate him so much. They hate him so much. Wayne Dupree Friday wrote, what is that? I don't know what that is. Friday, in response to Campbell's tweets, you have to be a special brand of evil to wish a hurricane direct hit on a place that houses human souls. Spot on. Spot on. We have this person, Carmine Sabia, saying, it is astounding how evil these people are. They are cheering for Hurricane Dorian hitting Mar-a-Lago. You get that the president is a billionaire, correct? He could rebuild. But the people who live in that area are going to be hit. And it's a funny, funny joke. Alan Covert said, my family lives about 10 miles from Mar-a-Lago. So all of you people cheering the fact that Dorian might wipe it out can kindly go F yourselves. You have sunk so low in your hatred that you have become worse than what you hate. Standing ovation. I'm not going to actually stand up, sorry. But spot on, Alan. I'm not familiar with who you are, but I think this is the actor guy. I don't know. I heard that this guy, okay, yes, the actor. Is this the guy from Grandma's House? Oh, this dude's amazing. I love this guy. He's in a bunch of the, Adam Sandler movies. Wow. Yup. Spot on, man. Spot on, man. Isn't that sickening? This dude's not a Hollywood A-lister. I'm not trying to be a dick. I think he's actually pretty awesome. But here they are laughing and cheering on, and here's someone who actually is impacted by this saying, this is my family, man. I don't know where we're headed. I believe there could be some kind of civil conflict. I'm not saying it's going to be like massive armies. That's what people seem to think. No, but it's like, people are fighting in the streets and stuff. And this is the kind of thing that makes me worried, because in order for something like that to happen, you have to have this dehumanization of the other. You have to have a complete callous response to a major disaster. When all I can say is, I hope everyone is safe. I hope you have supplies. I hope you take the necessary precautions. Take this seriously. Florida, they get hurricanes, man. So I assume a lot of people down there, they understand the risks. They have the experience. But there are a lot of people who don't get it. A lot of people who live in like New York or Los Angeles who are laughing because it's a joke. It's not a joke. These people could be seriously hurt. And they probably will be. And I hope everybody who joked about it laughing and cheering and clapping, I hope when the dust settles, when the storm clears, you take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror as you hear these reports of the loss of life and destroyed homes and people's livelihoods and their hopes and their dreams being wiped out. I hope you take a look at that and take a look in the mirror. And I hope something can bring people back from the brink of this psychotic mentality where they're laughing about innocent people getting destroyed just because it might slightly hurt the president. You've lost it, man. You've got to stop. I don't know what to do. I don't know what'll fix it, but I'll end by just, look, if you're in Florida, I don't know if prayers is the right word, but I'm keeping you in my thoughts, and we're all hoping that everybody down there will be prepared. We'll make it through. You guys will, everyone will be okay. I've been in some big storms in Florida, never a hurricane. And this one's going to be a Category 4, which is going to be extremely destructive. So, if they call for an evacuation, take it seriously. A lot of people don't. But hey, I'll say this. You live in Florida, you probably know better than I do. Okay, so I'm just hoping everybody can remain safe. The goal for all humans should be to build a better future, to wish for the safety and protection of our brothers and sisters, our mothers, fathers, cousins, sons, and daughters, to build a future that keeps us all safe, happy, and progresses. We cannot live in a world where people are gloating and laughing and smiling about the fact that the president, who's not going to be there, might suffer some property loss. That's terrifying. I got a couple more segments coming up for you in later today. Admittedly, today's the big event, so I'm rushing through these. I'm trying to get them done early, so it's, you know what, I'm doing my best, but it might be a little lighter than it normally is. So next segment will be at 1 p.m. on this channel, and I will see you all then.